Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the ESR RWB Tugas mid-engine duel round 5 at Zhejiang. I am very attractive, and with me as always is the man who's eaten more baklava in a balaclava than Brezhnev on a bicycle, Michael Vegas.
I mean, you're probably right. Anyways, you actually more or less described where we are and what series we're in, so that's good.
Well, it's right there.
Yeah, but
By
normally
the way,
you
this is
normally you make it
this
like
is totally
more.
live commentary, by the way.
Normally you make it more like humorous and jumbled. This one was actually pretty straight to the point, and I appreciate that. Yeah, normally we do the series live, but we didn't because there was a UFC on ABC card on while these guys were racing, and we wanted to watch it. So we apologize if you were really looking forward to this being live. And live commentary is better because one, I would have camera control, and two, we could be more informative. But here we are after the fact, and show us some love.
Informatives for losers, man.
Now, I apologize if I go silent for like long stretches. I seem to be coming down with a cold. I am sneezing quite a bit. I'm very stuffy. Doesn't feel like the usual allergies, which you guys are used to, but I don't know. Maybe it's allergies. Maybe it's actually cold. We'll find out at some point.
It's probably allergies. You're just allergic to being well.
Tobias Thierolf is on the pole position ahead of Martin Edmonds. Hey, Martin on the front row. Nice. Magic Kazchuk, Antonio Costa, row 2. Andrew D. Serge Hendricks, row 3. Sean Zulu, Matt Al, row 4. Dirk Greshel's a fair ways back on row 5 with James Butler. Raul Valoria and Steve Davidson. Alfonso Alexandre and Mauricio Delgado is row 7. And row 8 is Jeb Sparks and Scott Nick. I don't know if we have anybody else here today. Looks like Scott is notably off the pace, about 3.5 seconds.
I think Mauricio Delgado deserves to be mentioned.
I said his name.
More than once.
We'll see if there's any more cars that didn't get a qualifying in. I actually really like that Red Bull livery that Antonio Costa has. I usually do not like the Red Bull liveries, but that one's actually pretty good.
It's because they finally painted one red for a change?
Still blue. I've seen a Red Bull livery before. They've had them. They actually look worse.
Have you seen one that's all bullhide?
Probably not. I imagine that that's not very aerodynamically sensible.
Never know.
Probably not, though. But, I mean, I'm not an aerodynamicist. I do know one. I should ask. Or, well, she's not an aerodynamicist yet, but she's in school to become one. So, there you go. Martin Edmonds with the WeatherTech Ferrari. So, the deal here is we got Ferraris and we've got Audis. So, it's the Ferrari 488, the Audi R8. Battling it out here. Mid-engine GT3 cars. And that's really about it. Tobias Thierolf has been dominating the series because that's what he does. If you're on this YouTube channel, you do not know the magic phrase that we utter almost every single race, which is Tobias Thierolf is in first place and he's walking away with it. I don't know what to tell you. It's a great shame, actually, that every time we get one of these like super talented guys that comes along, the last one is left. Like when Mike Stoppmill showed up, Jason Mons at Stop Racing, and now that Tobias Thierolf has showed up, Mike Stoppmill stopped racing with us. Although Stoppmill's still racing, you can catch him on in pro sim racing events. So go find him, go show him some love. I don't have any specifics, but follow his career, guys. He's awesome. Super cool dude, and there's an interview with him somewhere on the ESR channel where I talked to him for like 3 hours about sim racing and real racing. So if you want to get that inside knowledge, go hunt that down. It's called Racer's Corner. Which, by the way, if anybody would like to guest star on an episode of Racer's Corner, let me know, because I haven't done one in a while. I think the last person I interviewed was Matt Higgs, I think. So
I'll do one, but I'll do it in character as Scott Nick.
Oh, I thought you were going to do it in character as Ricky Bobby.
No. It's not as funny.
I don't know. I think that would actually be like highly funny. Byron Dirksen, your alternate personality as a NASCAR driver, I think would be pretty fun.
Could be. We could also get canceled.
We
I might
could
take the parody too far.
but I mean that's your call.
I don't like all this weird colored gas we gotta use all the time. And it would go downhill from there.
I don't know. There is a guy who recently retired from NASCAR because he couldn't have the Confederate flag on his car. Anyways,
no one never heard of.
So we do have 17 cars out here. Ken Scott is in the field. Looks like maybe Alfonso Alchandre is starting from the pit lane. Maybe? Oh no, it's just a timing glitch. Anyways, Thierolf is in the lead for Martin Edmonds. Magic Kazchuk as they head around the first corner, and a spin around for Steve Davidson. Mauricio Delgado and Scott Nick are off as well. Andrew D is going side by side for 5th place with Serge Hendricks, and he will come out in front of Hendricks. So it is an Audi leader, but then it is 5 straight Ferraris. Edmonds, Kazchuk, Costa, D, Hendricks. Then you have to get all the way back to Sean Zulu to find another Audi. Dirk Greschel is up to 7th place, or 8th place. He's had a good start. Alfonso Alchandre and James Butler rounding off the top 10 at the moment. Mad Al going backwards. He is down 3 spots. Alfonso Alchandre is up 4. He's had a really good start. Alfonso is very, very fast, and I believe he's won a race this series. I could be wrong, but I think he won round 2.
Notable
I'm wrong about that. I'm thinking of a different series. Oh no, he did. I'm right. He finished 2nd in the first race, and then he won the 2nd race. So he started the series hot, has missed the last 2 races, and he's back trying to make things happen here in the more like AlphaTauri-style Red Bull liveried Ferrari. AlphaTauri, by the way, the F1 team is looking to rename itself, and I think there should be a petition to make it Minardi, because they were Minardi back in the 90s and early 2000s, and everybody loved the Minardi team, even though they were absolutely hopeless.
You're missing the obvious, which is AlphaTauri should become Alphagetti. I win again.
It's weird that they're renaming it again, because they've already renamed it once. It was Toro Rosso after being Minardi, as Mauricio Delgado.
You can't be Toro Rosso. They already own half the planet.
And then they became AlphaTauri because that's the Red Bull stylish clothing line. Yes, we live in a world where an energy drink has a clothing line, but okay.
Dude, you don't have a clothing line? You don't have a clothing line?
I do not have a clothing line. You do not want the Mio-inspired clothing line.
It's just going to be like straight, raw wool, 2 inches thick, regardless of garment.
No.
Gray.
It would just be ugly. I have no fashion sense.
It would just be secondhand Hamilton Tiger Cats gear.
I actually have very little Hamilton Tiger Cats gear, surprisingly enough. Chandra looking down the inside. I don't know why, actually, because... So, a little story time with Mio here. I have a lot of Toronto Maple Leafs gear. I am not a Maple Leafs fan.
A huge fan.
The reason I have all of this gear is that my aunt, whenever, it was like, Christmas time or birthday, she wanted something I would like, but something that was also useful. Steve Davidson makes the overtake on Ken Scott there. So it would all be close. It would be like, I have like 9 Toronto Maple Leaf hoodies as a result of this. I don't know why I didn't get a lot of Hamilton Tiger Cat stuff, because she knew I'd like the Ticats, and I don't like the Leafs, so I never really got the whole deal there.
It's the Toronto Raking Leaves, I believe.
I know she thinks I like the Leafs, because she assumes I like all the teams that my cousin does. Secret, I don't. Ken Scott going side by side with Scott Nick. Because, for example, I troll him endlessly about his love of the Dallas Cowboys with my Green Bay Packers stuff. In fact, I make a point to where I have a T-shirt that says, "Oh, that is not the track, Kevin." I have a T-shirt that says Green Bay Packers Northern Northern fan chapter, and I will wear it to my cousin's house every chance I get. Oh no, Sean Zulu off.
Weehaw!
I keep threatening. He has two little kitties. They're 2 and 3. I keep threatening to buy them all the Green Bay Packer gear when they get old enough to, choose to wear it. Ken Scott still appears to be... Oh, there he goes. I was going to say. Still off track. It looks like he is retired after that hard collision with the wall. So Thirol still leads from Edmonds. Then it's Kazchuk, Costa, D, Hendricks. That's kind of the lead group right now. Then it goes back to Grushel and Alexandre with Butler and Matt Al. Raul Valori is kind of on his own. Jeb Sparks kind of on his own. Zulu kind of on his own. Davidson kind of on his own. And then Scott Nick and Mauricio Delgado fighting for 15th. So 2 of your favorite drivers battling to stay out of last place, Byron. Who is getting your love here, Delgado or Nick?
Well, I'm still rooting for Ken Scott, but he seems to have a certain disability.
Oh, he's retired.
Wow, what a lucky dude. He must be rich as hell.
I meant from the race. I have no idea about his employment situation.
Welcome to the Ken Scott, Nick Peterson triumvirate.
We have a guy named Nick Peterson in the community.
No, that's why I made the joke.
Hasn't raced with us in a while, though. Nick Peterson, what's up?
He's in chat. He's on Discord. I've seen him.
I know. He's active in Discord, but he's like not signed up for any of the series. I'm just wondering what's up.
Petersburg.
If he's watching this, I would love to hear what's the deal, my man. I assume it's just he's busy at the prime times we tend to race. It happens.
Selling drugs.
Well, I hope not. I hope it's
Why not?
something
Where else
more.
would you get your drugs?
I hope it's something more enriching of society.
Maybe setting fire to orphanages.
Yeah, but you can sell drugs 24 hours a day. Martin Edmonds with a big spin out there. You can sell drugs at 8 times.
Oh boy.
So pick a time that's not us racing. So that's all I'm saying. Well, Martin, you were having a good day, and then you did that, and now you're in 9th place. Now you're being pressured by Matt Al and the Valentino Rossi mobile. That means it is a 3.2 second lead between Tobias Thirolf and Magic Kazchuk, the great British-German rivalry. My eyeball, though, is on Alphonse Alexandre. He is the only person to have won a race other than Tobias Thirolf. He's down in 7th place right now, but I suspect that there is more speed in that Ferrari yet.
Nope, left it at home. Otherwise, the cops will pull you over.
Oh, maybe. On board with Mauricio as he overtakes Scott Nick. Looks like Scott may have made a mistake. As good as Tobias is doing, the Audi contingent is not actually doing all that well. There is, I think, only one other in the top 10, and that is James Butler in 8th place. So I don't know if that's a reflection on Ferrari having the car to beat today, or if it's just... Well, to be honest, it also just feels like Ferrari does have the traditionally stronger driver core, honestly. Martin is in there. Dirk Greshel's a really solid driver. Andrew D's a really solid driver. Antonio Costa, Alphonse Alexandre. So maybe that's really the key here. Looks like just the Audi team has very much got its eggs in the basket of Tobias Thirolf. Don't get me wrong. That's a really good basket for those eggs. It's lined with velour. It's nice and comfy. It's stylish. As James Butler has a big spin. Will probably fall out of the top 10 as a result. Falling behind. Speaking of Raul Valoria.
Tis Raul.
I swear I didn't intend to make that connection, but there it is. I never know what livery Serge Hendricks is going to show up with. I honestly, I just don't. I have never managed to figure out what his aesthetic sense is for his cars, because he's just all over the place with the liveries he picks, and I respect that. Just kind of feels like he looks at all the liveries available for the car and then like rolls a dice, rolls a d20 to figure out which one he's driving. Oh no!
Oh boy!
Andrew D gets knocked into a spin by Serge Hendricks. They will drop out of the top 5, possibly out of the top 10.
Yeah, why have you done this?
I do appreciate the good sportsmanship, though, to let D rejoin in front. Oh, Butler. That was close. Oh, around the outside. Wow.
Oh,
what driving. Raul Valoria ends up in the wall, though. Although, to be clear, oh no, when he hits Sean Zulu. Oh. To be clear, though, I think Butler gave him room. I just think that Valoria made a mistake there. Anyways, I was saying, I appreciate that Hendricks hit D and waited for him to rejoin ahead of him. That's classy.
That's like drinking a bottle of wine. Only it's got to be 6 different bottles because it's a tasting and it's classy.
Oh. Sometimes it's dangerous to do that, but in that case, they were off the track, so I think he had ample opportunity to let him rejoin without hindering anyone else's race. So
it's off his rocker.
So, after all that chaos, Thirolf leads from Kazchuk, Costa. Greshel's up to 4th place. Alexandre is up to 5th. Edmonds is 6th. Madal is 7th. Butler is 8th. D 9th. Hendricks is 10th. And then it is Zulu, Sparks, Davidson, Valoria, Delgado, and Nick. Big climb on the day. Alfonso Alexandre, who is up 5 spots. He qualified P13 and finds himself in the top 5. That's a hell of a run so far. And we're only about a quarter of the way through.
Now you need you to recite the race order in reverse order. But not only reverse order, but saying the names backwards as well.
Kink.
Nice. Let's go with that one.
Oh, dag. Lead? I'm not even going to try Raul Valoria backwards. Nos David. That's easy. That's an easy one, actually. Scarps.
You're going to be really in trouble when you get to number 7. You're not going to make it.
What, Matt? What, LA? La? I feel like that's an easy one.
Llama.
Eulas?
Ladam.
Kurglet?
Kurglet Island? I've been there. No, I haven't. No one has.
Rettub?
Reltub.
Reltub.
What's this about Red Titus?
Wow.
Speaking of Red Titus, whatever happened to Flip Gordon? He was everywhere for like a hot minute and then nowhere.
Well, he's got some not terribly convenient views on public health and politics.
Ah, did not know that.
Mm. And a lot of people just won't work with him.
That is fair. Being an unhealthy person doesn't lead you to being around other people.
Mm-hmm. Especially those who do not know. Flip Gordon's a pro wrestler, so like.
Correct. So is Red Titus.
Working with him is very much a health-based thing, as Mauricio heads off there.
Your blood must be pure. I mean, clean. I mean, you got to be healthy. It's key to being a pro wrestler. You got to not have stuff in your blood.
Being healthy, well, not having stuff in your blood and your sweat, like fluids in general, is kind of key. Chandra looking down the inside. I don't think that's gonna pop off quite yet, though. Oh, that's might have been some netcode issues there.
Only if you're a fisherman.
Steve Davidson coming up on the back of Jeb Sparks. Showdown for 12th place. And the pit window is open, so we do have a mandatory pit stop in this race. I assume 2 tires is required. You can take 2 fronts or 2 backs, or you can change all 4, so it'll be interesting to see if anybody rolls the dice on an alternate strategy. Any thoughts on who will pit first, Byron?
That would probably be Max Evans.
Well, he's
notorious,
not here, so
notorious first-time pitter.
Notorious.
So hardcore. He'll be for the first to pit in a race he's not even in. Like, there's a pit window open. I'm in.
On board with Alphonse Alexandre with the Red Bull gloves. I'm sneezing right now. That's why you're not hearing me talk.
If you want to get down off the comes cocaine.
Sir, I don't do cocaine. I've been through this. Steve Davidson overtaking Jeb Sparks.
He doesn't do cocaine. He is cocaine.
I don't sample the product.
He doesn't get high off his own supply. It just is created in an aura around him.
I'm not Craig.
Dang, Craig. So we had a climbing gym here in town called the Crag, as in, the geological feature, Crag.
Gotcha.
And my asshole friends in high school actually really loved climbing, but they also were assholes. And so they would call up all the time asking for Craig.
Oh, Steve Davidson loops around.
Is Craig there? We would like to talk to Craig.
Oh, overtake here. Martin Edmonds finding his way back through the field as he looks to get back up to that second place that he started in and then kind of spun out on his own. That'll be 5th place for him. Big overtake there on Alphonse Alexandre, and now Dirk Breschel is next on his list. Really badly timed sneeze there. Serge Hendricks off the track.
Noted civil rights leader Sergei Hendricks, very militant in his beliefs that people should do stuff.
I think everyone's pretty militant in that belief.
Correct.
Tobias is not really walking away with this one. Koscheck's keeping pace with him, albeit 3 seconds behind. But he's keeping up. It's good to see. Sean Zulu getting overtaken there by Serge Hendricks for 10th place.
What if I told you that sneezes were just leg injuries leaving the body?
Well, I'd be very happy about that. I should be feeling a lot better than in that case. Afraid that's not really the case, though.
Gosh darn it, I'm trying to be positive and you're all like, nope, cocaine. Although he keeps telling people it's white pepper for his food.
No, I don't. Sir, I swear if I get arrested someday, I'm going to be very unhappy with you.
Motherfucker.
That bastard, Byron.
God damn it. You know the government ain't got no sense of humor. God damn it.
No, they don't. They have none.
Just for any agencies out there listening, I am the one with the cocaine. Which is also a joke.
Mauricio Delgado on the tail of Scott Nick. Try to get back past him. Martin Edmonds. Dirk Greshel is proving to be incredibly hard to overtake. He had Alfonso Alexandre at his tail for some time. Did not give way. And now Martin's stuck behind him, it seems.
Alfonso Alexandre Estrada.
It might behoove both Alexandre and Edmonds to ponder an undercut strategy to try to get past him. An undercut being when you come in early for your pit stop to, get some fresh air, get some clear air, run some laps where you're not stuck behind that black Ferrari.
But it's also the dumbest haircut in the world.
That's true.
That was very popular when I was a kid, and it always looked dumb.
Are we counting the comb over as a haircut?
No.
Because to be clear, that is the dumbest.
That is a decision, not a haircut, and you made the wrong decision. Although I did see a really impressive thing on the television like 20 years ago where this guy had the most elaborate comb over ever, and he grew a specific chunk of his hair really, really, really long and folded it like 9 different ways and then sprayed it in place so it looked like a real haircut. It was amazing. That's officially a lifestyle at that point.
That's true. I am being recommended so much true crime stuff in my YouTube recommendations right now. So much.
Just wait till you get to the false crime. Ooh, headline of the day. Rumor swirls as Russian general who knew of Pierogi's mutiny goes missing. Nice. You always like to see the terrorists implode like that. Even more than usual.
Oh, that's Jeb Sparks off the track. Were you joining?
Jeb? All I could think of when you mentioned Jeb Sparks is either Bubba Sparks the rapper or Jeb Bush. But specifically, like the Jeb hands in the air meme, which are always funny. Jeb takes Estonia, and it's just like colorized map of Estonia showing that Jeb Bush won an election, or whatever. It's always something random. Jeb Bush, blah blah blah. It's fucking hilarious.
I got you.
Jeb Bush, maybe the only intelligent member of the Bush family, who knew he couldn't win and just went like, "No, I'm good."
I mean,
no need to go out there.
I mean, the intelligence is not necessarily the problem. Morals is the issue.
I think that kind of the two go hand in hand, but not always, I guess.
Not really.
I mean, I'd like to think that you have to be somewhat intelligent to be moral, and you're a scumbag dummy if you don't.
I mean, Forrest Gump, I think, was a relatively moral individual, despite being, not very bright.
He got shot in the buttocks.
He did.
I've still never seen that movie. I feel like I don't need to.
I feel like you get the gist of it.
Yeah. I feel like at the end of the year, I had already seen the movie without watching it because it had been so overhyped that I think everybody had played every part of the movie at some point or the other.
That's a good movie.
It was fine. I don't really enjoy Tom Hanks that much. And
Not a huge fan.
that was sort of like the
I shouldn't say
big
I
hype
enjoy Tom Hanks, but I don't enjoy Tom Hanks commiserate to his publicly acknowledged development.
Yeah, he seems like a great dude, though. I will recognize it's nothing personal. It's just that I don't really enjoy his acting style, which is to be Tom Hanks in another movie.
I do like how every reviewer of every time you watch like a historian watches Saving Private Ryan, he is like the one part of the movie that they seem to always hate on. And it's not even due with his acting. It's just all of them go, well, Tom Hanks is too old for this role.
Yeah. He had to be 20 years old and full of piss and vinegar.
Well, that's generally what it is. They're like, the average age of a company captain is about 25 to maybe 30. And Tom Hanks is definitively more than that.
Mm-hmm.
They think at this point, literally, Colin Hanks would have been more applicable.
Yeah. Which they did get right in Band of Brothers. Got absolutely perfectly correct. There is one Tom Hanks movie I do want to watch called The Lady Killers, which is not just him. It's a Coen Brothers movie. It's one of the kind of a handful of Coen Brothers movies I have not seen.
I'm missing a lot of Coen Brothers movies actually from my palette.
Might I recommend all the Coen Brothers? Well, maybe not.
No. Like everyone I've seen, I've enjoyed.
I don't know.
I don't need the recommendation necessarily. It's just
I don't know. I don't think
it's one of those things.
Probably don't understand the humor. The one that
still waiting to see who will blink first here on the pit lane.
The one Coen Brothers movie that's low key one of the best is Hail Caesar.
I've seen that one.
It's one of those like I watched it with my boy Chris, and then like 3-4 months later we were like, "You want to watch Hail Caesar again?" And we just kind of kept watching it off and on for quite a while. Yeah, it's kind of like it sneaks into your brain and kind of lives there for a while.
I don't really have a movie like that. I find the movies I've seen like a number of times, it's been a succession of like, they're on my DVD shelf and people come over like, oh, what's this movie? Is it any good? Yes it is. Let's put it in there. Do like 13th Warrior every time I've seen it in the last like 10 years. It's because someone has come over and been like, this any good? Yes it is.
At one point in my late teens, early 20s, I watched.
Oh, here we go. We have our first pit stop. Alfonso Alexandre is going to go for the undercut. Mad Al is also in the pit lane. Looks like you can get a penalty, a slowdown penalty for entering the pit lane slightly off. So that's an interesting track limit. Maybe error on the track.
Goes screaming sideways into the pit. What's up, bitches?
I'm reminded of we did a race at Mid Ohio. Oh, this was like 2-3 years ago now. But we did a race at Mid Ohio, and we learned that the pit lane was bugged. If you didn't perfectly enter the pit lane, you got a drive-through penalty for cutting the track. It was a bit of a problem. So hopefully we don't have anything like that. It's just kind of it's just considering it a track cut. It looks like Mad Al has come out in front of Alfonso Alexandre, so I wonder if Alfonso did all 4 tires and maybe a bit more fuel. But Mad Al, much quicker in the pit lane, wasn't particularly close to Alfonso Alexandre when they came in, has come out 5 seconds ahead. Those are the first 2 that have been in. Everybody else will have to make a pit stop within the next 15 minutes and change. About 16 minutes, if you want to round up. Looks like Greshel might have been going into the pits there. And Edmonds is following. Oh, Martin. See, I legitimately think Martin should have gone for the undercut or the overcut when it came to Greshel. And the fact that he's in the pit lane now means they're pitting together. So unless he's doing something aggressive in the pit lane, Greshel should come out ahead of him, and he's not really benefited in any significant way. It looks like Kazchuk's also in the pits. And let's see. Oh, looks like Edmonds is out first. But so Kazchuk, he's out ahead of Kazchuk. Wow! All right, so Martin had to have done something there that everyone else is not really doing as far as the pit stop is concerned, because he has jumped, in theory, a bunch of cars as you see James Butler rejoining.
Hacks.
Butler was also in and out of the pit lane, as well as... No, that's it. It's just those 5. So the top 6 yet to pit, along with Davidson, Sparks, Nick, and Delgado. So it'll be interesting to see what it... Martin, leave a comment down below. Did you do something heavily aggressive there? Because you have, in theory, jumped Dirk Greshel. You have, in theory, jumped Magic Kazchuk. You have, in theory, jumped Antonio Costa when he comes in for his pit stop. So this could be interesting. There's a lot of differences, though, like Alexandre out behind Butler and everything. Like it looks like there's a lot of variance going on in the pit right now, as far as how long people are spending in there.
I'm pretty sure Martin used wall hacks.
I believe Antonio Costa might be coming to the pits now with that slowdown penalty that was given. I think we've seen that with everyone going into the pits, so I think he's probably in. And there is the confirmation. Steve Davidson heading in. See if he gets a slowdown penalty. No! Steve managed to navigate it fine.
Slowdown penalties are passe. Try to get a swole down penalty.
Andrew D is also in the pit lane. I saw somebody else, Serge Hendricks maybe, in the pit lane. Raul Valori has been in. That might be Tobias Thierolf coming in as he gets a slowdown penalty. Side-by-side action. Alfonso Alexandre shoving James Butler out of the way. And not gonna lie, as a guy who's raced a lot against James Butler, sometimes that is the only way through. James is a solid defender.
Because he works out. He's got a butt the size of all Wisconsin. Does the squats.
Serge Hendricks up on the tail of Scott Nick. If I'm Scott Nick, I'm letting him go. This is not his fight. He is yet to pit. He is just going to get slowed down fighting with Hendricks here. And Mauricio Delgado in that yellow Ferrari behind him is going to gain ground on that. And that's the fight Scott's got to worry about. Thierolf's been in and out, still in the lead. Sean Zulu, Jeb Sparks, Scott Nick, and Delgado yet to pit. Oh, there's Mauricio going in. And Serge Hendricks picking up the spot over Scott Nick.
Just in the Scott of time.
True. There is Dirk Greshel. Lost out in the pit lane. I don't know what the deal is there. Now, if he lost out in the pit lane because he took an extra 2 tires, or he did something interesting with the fuel. If it's the tires, that may pay dividends later on because, fresher rubber, and he's facing Martin Edmonds. And let's be honest here, having fresh rubber against Martin Edmonds is generally a plus. And Martin has apparently gone off at some point and actually fallen back. So, Raul Valori with the big spin. He's pulling off big moves, big moves, big moves.
How big? We're talking like 20 feet, 30 feet?
We're talking big moves.
The size of Wisconsin.
Nick Schnabel would suggest that they are very large.
Okay.
It's his favorite song in the Super Mega Baseball soundtrack.
Oh.
He cheers for it whenever it plays on my stream.
I was going to ask, I have never heard any of the songs that have ever played on that game. Did they just get AI to generate all that shit?
No, they're real songs. One is actually a band that is from my neck of the woods, and I actually do know the drummer of, so that's cool.
Interesting. It just sounds like all of it sounds extremely generic.
It's pretty well. I mean, I think that's the idea. It's a baseball game. They went very generic with the music. Raul Valori with a spin. He's having a little bit of a rough day. I don't think it's like a super inspired soundtrack or anything, nor am I super familiar with any of the songs or the artists on it outside of, like I said, the band that I happen to know a member of, and that is as far as it goes. You'll note that I have not mentioned the name of the band, so I am doing nothing to promote them.
Band 17.
But I don't know. There's some good songs. There's some ones that are not good, though. Again, I would love it if the game would let me edit the soundtrack. Not add songs or anything, just turn certain ones off.
Correct.
Still waiting on Sparks and Zulu to bed.
You could do that back on Xbox. There was several games where you could literally just upload MP3s to your Xbox and just insert them into the soundtrack of the game.
You'd think that would be easier on a PC.
It's so much easier on the PC, but no one ever does it.
Mauricio! Big
Mauricio, oh my god.
Have a good battle going on there between James Butler, Dirk Greshel, and Martin Edmonds. That is over 7th place on the road. 6th place effectively, because they should all overtake Sean Zulu when he pits. As Alfonso Alchandre overtakes Mad Al for 5th place. On board with Mad Al. Monster Energy versus Red Bull. Here we go, baby. You know what I think it is, actually? I thought I saw Martin go in the pits a second time, so I wonder if he got a drive-through penalty. Martin, confirm or deny in the comments below.
He has had 17 drive-through penalties thus far.
Because I know Martin's going to watch this, because he's going to be the one uploading this and editing it, so we should get a response.
Martin, you're a horrible person, and we will have you arrested for war crimes.
By the way, anyone who is interested in Super Mega Baseball, it looks like his dudeness is streaming right now.
I don't know what that means.
He's a good Super Mega Baseball player. I watch his stuff sometimes. He's BK. I've referred to him as BK. Dirk Greshel on the tail of James Butler. Has Martin Edmonds behind him. Behind them is Andrew D by... Okay, it's a little bit too far back to really matter. It's almost 9 seconds. And there is Antonio Costa, who just took over 2nd place. So it looks like Zulu is in the pits finally. So the last man in, Tailgate Charlie, will be Jeb Sparks, playing the role of Max Simmons. Oh, we lost Raul Valoria as well as Mauricio Delgado from the race. That is less than ideal. That puts us down to 14 cars out there. Although it should be said, 2 of those cars, Steve Davidson and Scott Nick, are having a really boring day. They're very much on their own at this point. Zulu cycling out of the top 10. Yeah. He'll rejoin in 12th place.
I have found Jeb Bush memes, but I will refrain from sharing them to you.
Good, I guess.
I couldn't resist. I'm like, I need to see some Jeb Bush memes after actually mentioning them. And I was right. I was right to bring it up.
Doug has been linking me to comedic shark comics lately. It's been his thing.
It's just not going to be as good. Only I know the secret of the.
Oh, he's aware of that as well. He found out about the that particular button.
Goddamn, that's Yep,
that's the one. I think that's literally why he's trying to crack me with them. He's trying to figure out if it's just sharks that I find ridiculously funny. As Martin Edmonds takes 7th place away from Dirk Greshel. Good move. Somebody heading in the pits there. That is Jeb Sparks. Okay. So Sparks is the last man in with a little under 20 minutes to go. Hits from the top 10 and will probably rejoin in a comfortable 12th place. So what battles do we have going on here? Obviously, we've got Butler versus Edmonds versus Greshel, which we're watching from Dirk's point of view right now. That's kind of about it. So I think these 3 drivers are going to be very much the stars of the show for the remaining 18 minutes here. Everyone else is kind of spaced out. Not by, like, impossible amounts of time, but it would take a significant change in the current flow of the race to bring them together. Oh, by the way, Sparks rejoined in 13th place, actually, so not comfortably like I thought. He ended up actually behind Steve Davidson by quite a bit. Also, I'm pretty sure the noise you find annoying in Super Mega Baseball is just the stadium alert sound.
What are they alerting people to?
It can, for the record, be changed. It's just a bit annoying because you have to go through each team and change it for each team to get it to stop.
Pretty sure that's not the sound you think I'm thinking of.
It's possible.
There's one high-pitched squealy thing in the crowd noises in Super Mega Baseball 4, and it's just... It's just like somebody is torturing a pig or something.
I see.
It's really annoying.
There's nothing I hear like that, but then again, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I don't remember. There was one, it does the slow-mo thing when you hit the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was one time where it was happening and you hit the ball and it down-tuned it, so it went from like... It was really funny. That was good. Outside of that, fuck, it's annoying. I'll try and clip it.
That would probably be the answer to the question.
And then I'll put it on Twitter and go, hey, stop.
Hey, metalhead, fuck off.
Dear guys from the thing, stop it.
Well, they just overhauled the audio in the game, so hopefully that is a thing they have overhauled.
Me too. I hope. I am the hope.
I don't know what they specifically overhauled. It's just one of those, the patch notes just says general audio overhaul fixes. I'm like, okay. They apparently instituted some like ideas to like make players not retire after one season. So that's nice.
I am in agreement.
Dirk Greshel still on the tail of Martin Edmonds and James Butler. We're pretty much like I said, I think we're largely following this more or less the end. I mean, Magic Kashchuk is catching up to Antonio Costa. Maybe we'll see a showdown for second place. These three are actually kind of catching up to Mad Al, which could make this into a four-way. Giggity. And make it over fifth place instead of the current battle for sixth. On board with Dirk Greshel again. We pop out to check out Martin's WeatherTech Ferrari livery.
Now you're telling me that WeatherTech doesn't actually do anything about protecting you from the weather?
They do.
Well, then why is it raining outside?
Because you don't have WeatherTech.
That might be true.
There you go.
Or do I?
You don't live close enough to Martin to benefit from his WeatherTech.
Wow, he lives in the desert. There's like rattlesnakes and tumbleweeds, and that's it.
There is not. I've been there.
It's gross.
He's up in Kelowna now, right?
Yeah, Kamloops or Kelowna, I can't remember which.
I was gonna say it's one or the other.
I can never remember which one's which at the best of times, anyway.
Going down the inside of James Butler, and that will be oh, maybe not. Butler comes back at him hard. I don't think Martin saw that coming. Butler didn't really fight the initial overtake. He just set up to take it back. I don't think I've seen quite a move like that from James before. James Butler has come alive in the second half of this race, though.
Is he like a zombie? He's been resurrected?
Maybe. Just seems like he's in a much better groove out there. Somehow I was talking about The Mummy with someone today. I'm like, there is one good scene in that movie and one good scene only. And, we got to watch the Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde fighting with Tom Cruise. So that was good.
The fuck are you talking about? Are you on acid?
No, the newer Mummy movie with Tom Cruise.
Oh, I forgot that one even existed.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of good scenes in like The Mummy, Brendan Fraser, The Mummy.
You need to be clear about what you're talking. You talk shit about Mr. Brendan the Fraser. We're all gonna come to your house
I will talk shit about a Brendan Fraser movie.
No, you will not.
Movie, for example, not good.
You will not talk shit about Mr. Brendan the Fraser.
I said Fraser. I will talk shit about his movie, not him.
Fraser, sir. I have this on good authority.
I'm not sure what Butler's doing.
Butler
just let Martin through and Dirk Greshel through. Very confused. Was there a slowdown penalty that I didn't get the memo on?
He doth buttle.
As he drops back from 6th to 8th. That is It's pretty painful. Andrew D, by the way, is making up a lot of ground on these guys. He was like 9 seconds back. It's now down to less than 3. He's catching up nicely. And they're still catching up to Mad Al. So they're not even running slow right now. It's just Andrew with some free air and no pressure is just out there enjoying life and posting up fast laps.
He's been sucked into the Gresh hole.
You can see he's the yellow Ferrari that darts in and out of the background every so often, the car guy car. Ten minutes to go. 10 minutes. We're on pace for the first podiums of the season for both Magic Kashchuk and Antonio Costa.
On a scale of 1 to sneeze, how would you rate that?
Sneeze.
Dang.
We still do have 3 rounds of this series left. We'll, on July 8th, be heading to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the historical layout. And then it'll be off on July 22nd for a doubleheader at Nogaro. That'll be a 2-race format, 2 30-minute races as opposed to the 60-minute race here today. And then we got the 90 minutes of Bathurst to finish the season off on August 5th.
Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby.
You may want to clear up your calendar if you're not competing to watch us do commentary on the Bathurst.
Clear up your calendar and pack an extra pair of jorts. We're going in deep.
I wonder actually what UFC card we'll have to miss for that one.
None of them. They're going to postpone the UFC. If anybody's got any plans to race something,
calendar here.
Something wild and exciting in late August, don't, because my brother's having another wedding. So I'll be AFK for whatever weekend that the fuck is.
Well, all right. So the bad news for us is the Bathurst race is on the UFC Sandhagen versus Nurmagomedov card, which is a dope main event. Dope main event. The rest of the card, not so much.
Sandhagen gonna win.
I don't know. I'm very tempted to pick Umar.
You would, based on
he's very good.
Being trolled.
He's very, very good. It's not just last name recognition. He's legitimately very good.
He's okay.
As Andrew D has moved up to 8th place, overtaking James Butler. I wonder if Butler has made a miscalculation on fuel because he doesn't seem to have the pace right now. It's like he's lifting and coasting to try to make it to the end of the race. Kashchuk is caught up to Antonio Costa and is looking to get that 2nd place. On board with Magic.
What if we got Magic and Cole McRae to combine forces and then it could become coleslaw? The cabbage truck and the coal. Shout out to the other commentators who's I haven't seen around in a while.
Still do work.
Doing that work though.
Matt Higgs, Cole McRae, all the love. Justin Swan periodically in on that as well.
The Swanage.
I think Tobin does some of the commentary as well. So
I don't know if he's done commentary in quite a while. I could be wrong.
I could be mistaken. I do listen to the other guys' work though, but it is a lot of Cole and Higgs.
Too swole, Cole McRae.
Indeed. One of the bantamweights over in my bantamweight over in the MMA simulator. Continues to be simultaneously one of the most potent strikers in the sim and one of the worst defensive strikers, so it's always fun. Well, he did choose to fight out of sick jitsu. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? It is the gym that doesn't believe in defending body shots or leg kicks. Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
I mean, those are the two things. If you want to defend them, those would be good.
Yeah, but sick jitsu doesn't do that.
Sick, wicked, and nasty.
Admittedly, Cole is ridiculously tall for his size, so he does have what I like to call the tall man's defense of like, yeah, you can't reach me, so good luck with that.
He is 19 feet tall and weighs 100 ounces.
He's like 5'11" or 6 feet in a bantamweight frame. He's basically Corey Sandhagen build.
Dang.
To tie everything nicely in a bow. Actually planning to run some fights tonight, so I don't think he's fighting though.
Is he going to be fighting me?
Well, no, you're a heavyweight.
And?
Yet I cannot imagine the world in which Cole fights at heavyweight, sir. That's a hard sell.
It's a magical land called Japan.
Me at heavyweight, yes. Martin at heavyweight, yes. Any of the other racers at heavyweight, no. Well, if Travis makes a fighter, then he'd be heavyweight for sure. I don't know how tall he is, so maybe he's like really, really, really short or something. But like I've seen him from the shoulders up, and there's some size there.
Cole's going to get a number of packages labeled Tijuana COD and get jacked and go to Japan and fight Ikehisa Minowa.
Oh. Now, your next opponent's going to be Matt Hughes.
I'll be down with that.
Not that Matt Hughes. The upgrade Matt Hughes. Although it makes you... Oh, Serge Hendricks with a big spin.
I want to stomp him back into the grave.
Ooh, side-by-side action. Kaschuk looking to make that move for second place. He had been running in second place before the pit stops. Had a bad pit stop, it seems. Or elected to get, full tires or whatever. And he's got the overtake of Costa. Costa did not fight that hard. Maybe realizing that was probably going to be more trouble than it was worth. And he's, still in a position here to take a podium. Still in a position to jump up the standings. Let's see, how's Costa's season been? 5th place at round 2 and a 13th and a 6th in the doubleheader last round. So he's outside the top 10. So this 3rd place would be a big deal for him. It would get him into the top 10 in the standings. Dirk Grushel in 7th place. They've caught up to Mad Al, and Andrew D's caught up to them. So this is a 4-way fight. Butler has fallen way back. So James Butler, shout out to you, my man. Number 1. Loved the overtake you had on Martin Edmonds earlier. But what's the deal, man? Miscalculation on the fuel? Because you've had this last, 8 minutes or so, he's done nothing but fall further back. Like at an alarming rate. He may have said something in the Discord that also tells us this answer, but I try to avoid the chat so I'm not spoiled when we do the commentary.
I believe you said something about having inverted toenail syndrome.
Oh, that does sound legitimately painful. Matt L still hanging on against Martin, probably on the final lap here, I think. Depends where Tobias is right now, relative to the start-finish line. Matt L probably helping that he's very, very close to the start-finish line. And is crossing it like now? Now would probably be good for him. There you go. He got the answer. So, Theorolf is your winner. We are on the final lap.
Are you sure? He didn't have that much of a lead.
By his standards, 16 seconds. I think any challenge to him ended when Kazchuk got swallowed up by traffic in the pit stop phase. There's the finish line. Matt Al is going to lead him across. Martin Edmonds comes home in 6th place ahead of Dirk Greshel and Andrew D. There is James Butler. There's the lap car of Jeb Sparks ahead of him. Martin doing donuts. Fastest lap to Alfonso Alexandre. That's a little surprising. Tobias Theorolf, your winner from Kazchuk, Costa, Alexandre, Matt Al, Martin Edmonds, Dirk Greshel, Andrew D, James Butler, who may have had a fuel issue, Serge Hendricks, Sean Zulu, Steve Davidson, Jeb Sparks, and Scott Nick find the end of the race. We lost Mauricio Delgado, Raul Valoria, and Ken Scott on the way. Championship standings, 270 points to the name of Tobias Theorolf. He leads the way. 174 for Martin Evans, he's in 2nd place. 142 for Alfonso Alexandre. 132 for Magic Kazchuk, and 122 for Matt Al. Rounding off the top 10, we have Dirk Greshel, Antonio Costa, James Butler, Fumihiro Kobayashi, who's not here today, Rene Ermer, and Ariel Zatoni. And in the team's championship, Ferrari leads Audi 1,077 to 789.
God dang.
We got 3 rounds to go, like I said. We'll be at we'll be at Indianapolis next. Doubleheader at Nogaro, and then finishing it off at Bathurst. Byron, do you have any final thoughts or opinions?
Peaches come from a can. They were put there by a man.